Oh man, I love that intro.
I know,
It
man. It
gets
makes
me
your head
hyped.
bump.
It gets me hyped for what we're about to be talking about this week. But guys, welcome back to the fifth episode of Crypto Junkies. I'm joined by Amir Casper, my lovely co-host. He's got his sunny shades on. It's nice and sunny outside. It's summertime right now. Have
Yeah,
you been
man. It's
enjoying the weather?
Dude, it's been a beautiful day today, honestly. Whenever the sun shines, you know, on us like this, everything feels nicer. Everything just feels
Yes.
more vibrant. It's beautiful, man. Yeah. How about you, man? How you been? Everything
I've
all
been
right?
great. I've been great. Yeah, no, the crypto plays this week have been absolutely insane. We've seen so many microcaps run crazy amounts, and big institutional investors and industries are starting to look at the space now. And Biden and Trump are fighting over crypto and donations. It's all going crazy, but we're excited. We've got quite a lot to go through today. Actually, we've got the microcap plays to go through. We've got Amias TA to go through. Then we're joined by the lovely Crypto Canapope to go through the money flow cycle at the end of the show. But yeah, I'm quite excited. I'm ready for what we're about to do, and I'm ready to go straight into it. I think realistically, what we should do and what we should always tell viewers watching is to retweet the space. Make sure you
Absolutely.
comment, make sure you like, make sure you share it with your friends as well. This is, valuable information that you might not get for free anywhere else. We've got great TA from Amir, we've got some players from myself, and then we've got Pope on the end of the call as well, pulling the strings. So he'll be joining in and stepping in quite soon. So yep, like, retweet, make sure you share. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitter, make sure that you give us a follow, make sure you've got the bookmarks and just share it across your TGs. We want to see the Grok community in here. We want to see the Casper community in here. Any other communities, I mean, off the top of your head that you want to see in here, that you want to get out to and speak to?
Well, we got a lot of tokens that I'm going to be showing you guys today. One of them is Grok. One of them is Jasmy. Jasmy's going on a crazy one. I can't wait to show you guys that. We've been analyzing Jasmy for the past few weeks, right? When we started the podcast, and it was
Yeah.
literally at discounted areas, and right now it's just blown up. And we got injected protocol. I might show you guys that one as well. And of course, we got Casper. And then right at the end, I'm going to give you a surprise run on Bitcoin. I'm going to do live TA for you guys on the spot, and we'll see where Bitcoin is as well, like on the charts.
That's perfect. I love that. I love that. But yeah, I'll quickly go into what I've got for this week. It's been absolutely incredible with the crypto plays this week. I'll just share my screen quickly for you guys. Let me know you can see it. Amir, just give me that shout out that you can see it. And that's perfect. This is one of the coins that I'm very disappointed in because it's running so high. I invested in the Trump coin in August. Amir, I've told you about this play as well. I've also posted a tweet about it as well. I'll show you guys that tweet where I did put $192 into the Trump coin. It was around like $300,000, $400,000 market cap actually back in August. And now we've seen it just run and run and run. And it's run all the way to almost $800 million in market cap. It's absolutely incredible to see one of the micro cap plays that I've been in quite early actually pull off some decent X's. I did sell quite early. I took my profits. I did take around $1,000, which was around like 10x, and this was like close to the point of November. So I didn't really hold everything. I think I sold some of it the day after, and then everything was sold by the November period, just before 2024 started. But as we can see with what's happening with Trump and, the crypto donations that he wants to accept for his presidential campaign in 2024, we're starting to see, Trump coin run quite high. And yeah, no, this is one of the ones that I'm just disappointed that I didn't hold. I did see my Ether scan. I did see how much it was worth when it was around 200. I think it was around $500 million market cap, if I'm correct. But, it was close to 175 grand, which I would have actually been able to take out from a $192 investment. So
I'll tell you what, Ryan.
Ryan.
1000x, man. I'll tell you what, though, Ryan. You followed your strategy, man. So you gotta, be happy about that as well. Because when you're trading in general, you have to follow a certain strategy and you have to stick to it. You have to have risk management in place. This is a risk management type of strategy, right?
For
So
sure.
you got to be happy that you followed your strategy and you got the gains that you wanted and you got out, man. And look at what
That's
it's done.
it.
It's a beautiful work.
Took the
That's why
words out of my mouth, Mir. Took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say nobody goes broke for taking profit. And who would have saw Trump at 1571? Like, come on. Great.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Yeah, no, when I first got it, it was 400K market cap, and then I was selling it in the millions in the market cap. And then eventually, as time went on, like Amir says, when you see profits, when you see something that you want to just, get some gains on, you always have to take those profits. These micro cap coins, like we've shown before, they can just automatically dump straight to zero. I think we was walking through a MAGA coin last week that was on the Solana blockchain whilst we were on show, actually, and we showed it around $2.5 million market cap, if I can remember. And then all of a sudden, after the show, it ran all the way to $10 million market cap. And now that coin has literally gone, it's disappeared. It's disappeared. It's not even around anymore. So yeah, no, that's one of the things that you have to make sure you do with these micro caps. You have to take the portions that you decide to take, whether it's a 50% profit that you want to take, or you want to take 75% and leave 25% for a moon bag. Alter the strategy based on how you feel in the coin and how much faith you have in the coin. But like Amir says as well, sometimes you want to have a strict guideline with your coins. Once you alter your strategy a little bit, you might start following it with other strategies and other coins. So you don't want to mix the boat with some of these micro caps.
Can I butt in as well? Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna finish what you just. I'm gonna go back 20 seconds. What you said, yeah. I'm gonna say something as well for that. As soon as you guys divert away from your strategy or your risk management, whatever you have in place, that's when you break your first discipline. Okay, trading is a very, very disciplined game. Okay, as soon as you break one discipline, you're gonna start breaking. It's like a momentum type of thing. I've been through it multiple times until I learned my lessons, and here I am right now. And once you do that, I'm just saying that's when things start to fall apart. So you got to stick to it.
Correct. I mean, that's spot on. We say the same thing all the time when we're on the calls, like literally, like we say the same things. You say the same things to me. You're like, Ryan, you have to stick to your strategy. You have to stick to your strategy. You don't want to be messing about with these micro caps. And that's one of the things that I've been starting to do now. Another coin as well that I want to touch on. I haven't got any exposure to this one, but if MAGA's going to keep running and Trump keeps running,
this one,
of course, the Biden coin's gonna keep running. Like it's like a derivative, isn't it? You just want to make sure that you can find the next coin, and that's something that I'm looking at right now. The Biden coin, it's pretty similar to the Trump coin. The one thing to notice is that the liquidity. I don't think everything has been locked. So this is one of the things you want to be looking out for when you're scanning these micro cap coins. Like that's the first thing I look at. Is the liquidity locked? Because if the liquidity isn't fully locked, the developer can just take that money straight away and rug it out. So that's one of like the flags you want to look for. That will give me like an amber alert flag if I see 69%. A majority is locked, so that is a good thing. And the pool is 1.1 million, so that is enough money for the investors to take out when they want to take out their profits. But as you've seen, close to May, we did see like the rise and the increase, and this was similar to what happened in the Trump coin. As soon as the crypto donations came through with Biden and Trump fighting for that presidential campaign, we started to see a drastic increase in the Biden coin. It looked like it was dead. Like it just, as you said, Amir, with some of these micro caps, they have two legs, don't they? And this is one of them that you can probably say the second leg has just started.
This is hell of a leg.
And then all of a sudden it's gone down, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's just gone straight up. But say that again.
I'll tell you what this looks like to me. This looks like a cup and handle pattern. Like it's created a cup. It's going for a handle type of pullback. It looks very, very bullish to me. Yeah, this is the most bullish pattern you can find in the market. You know what I mean?
It does. So. A lot of these major cap coins that are memes as well, you can probably see a similar pattern as well. I guess one that we might say is like Pepe or SHIB, even like, when they started running and they went up and they went through that bear cycle, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's running again. of course, this didn't happen in the bear market. It actually happened during the bull market. It's actually happened so quick. It's experienced its own bull and bear in the bull market, and now it's roaring again. So yeah, you wanna keep your eyes on the Trump coin, and if you feel like Trump has gone too high and it's 700 million, you might want to get some exposure to the Biden coin. Again, with these micro cap plays, you don't want to invest a lot of your portion, a lot of your capital into these. I only use $100 to $200. I keep it strict. As I said before, with the Trump coin, it was $192 at the time. But you know, you want to be strict with these plays. You don't want to invest in way too much, because the exits are good enough actually to hold out. You know, especially if you're using small capital. If you get a 10x, you've made $1,000. So you know, you can use a small capital. You can make your capital back. You can make gains on it as well. So yeah, this is something I'd look at, and this is something that I will be posting in the micro cap plays in our Discord. So stay tuned for that. Just to jump into some news quickly about Trump and Biden, I think this is something that I really want to see as well. Like, it looks like Elon Musk is starting to get involved in this as well. You know, Elon Musk did say that he denies talking crypto with Trump, but he is in favor of digital assets, and he will be advising similar things to you know, different companies and different projects that are involved in the presidential campaign. But you know, there's a theory that Donald Trump will be speaking with Elon Musk on X, and you know, if that happens, we gotta go straight to the Elon coin.
No,
no, it's a great segue. I mean, it's a great segue.
that looks bullish.
It does. No, it's absolutely incredible. Like I said to you, that as soon as we started seeing the narrative spin in May for some of the Trump and Biden coins, the Elon one was right there as well. And I saw it at around 5 mil market cap. I think this is one of the ones I have posted in the micro cap plays before earlier, when it was quite early on. But, you know, we've completely forgot because there's so many micro cap plays out there. But, you know, you want to direct your attention back to where the narrative is. Trump, Biden, Elon, that's the three right now I'm looking at in the micro cap space. And Elon Musk is, you know, we say he's the meme lord. So, you know, he's got so many memes under his belt. You know, he's got Dodge and then he's got Grok. But yeah, if he has his own coin, we don't have an Elon coin that has broke like, let's say like 100 million or 200 million. I know we had Dodge Elon, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
This is a dedicated Elon coin. So, you know, if you're looking for plays out there for, you know, these are the plays that I say conviction plays. You know, I'm talking your Biden, I'm talking your Trumps, I'm talking your Elon plays. This is a narrative that's going to run for the rest of the year. No financial advice, of course, but I'll be looking at these coins specifically and placing my bets on these. It's going to be interesting to come back to these players actually when time goes on. But I'm quite excited about these. Amir?
Yeah, you know, when I saw those combination of Trump, Biden, and Elon, it makes me think it's its own narrative, just like the dogs and whatever. It could be like a people celebrity type of narrative, and others can come into it. That would be very, very interesting, you know, don't you think?
I do, man. I do. Like, literally, like I said, if Elon goes on Twitter Spaces with Trump and then they're talking about crypto and, you know, Biden gets involved as well, it's like, you know, the celebrities are starting to come in now and starting to take over the space. Of course, there are scammers and, you know, people trying to come into the space that, you know, all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I'm a big crypto fan. You know, we've seen Soldier Boy run his coins up and then dump. We've seen so many plays recently, and there's one as well. Thank you for reminding me, Amir. That's just come out recently, and it is the mother coin. It's Iggy Azalea, and that is now at around 70 million. I think the peak was around 80 million on Solana, and all she's doing is she's showing her butt. She's showing pictures of her butt, and you know, she's running up the coins. But we're starting to see celebrities come in now. I mean, I think we mentioned Caitlyn Jenner as well before previously. That's in the space. She launched their Solana token, but
64 million market cap. You know, it's even higher than Elon and Trump and those guys.
It just launched the other day, mate.
Someone's pumping heavy money into this, you know.
Yeah, no, for real. It's the celebrity meta right now. That's what I gotta say. But this is on Solana chain, of course. With Solana, there is the tendency for a lot of the coins to just disappear out of nowhere. So yeah, I'd keep my eyes on it. I'm not saying it's a conviction play. It's just one to keep my eyes on. But the conviction plays, I'd say, are the Biden, Trump, and Elon coins, definitely, as the narrative is spinning around crypto and the presidential campaign as well. Like, there's so many news articles right now about it as well. You know, you'll probably start seeing it like flag up quite a lot, actually. So yeah, that's something you want to look at. I'm quite interested to see what might happen in the future. But yeah, I'm excited with these micro cap plays at the moment.
Very good, very good.
Amir, do you want to take away onto what you've got so far planned for us?
Yeah, for sure. Canna, do you have anything to say, or you want to jump in at the end?
No, I'm always fascinated by the micros. As you know, I rarely play them. The one I do play from time to time now would be like the Pepe and Doge with the bigger market caps, where a quick entry and exit of, you know, some money isn't going to affect the price action of it. So I try to, if I'm going to play my micros, to stay safe that way, because I've just been burned too many times. Like the one you're saying, the Azalea mother, you know, all she's doing is showing her ass. It reminds me of the last one with Jugs, when that lady, you know,
man.
And then when that one went south and was all on the air live, I mean, that was just fascinating to listen to her incriminate herself. And I wonder how much of the Jerry Springer Gong show we're going to see in the Web3 world. Here's what I think about these markets is, we all know it's trash and the money can come and go so fast. And it's just so much work. You have to be on it all the time. And I've done it before. I'm now more, once you build a little more capital, you can take longer, slower trades and be able to do more things and be happier with those, you know, high single to double digit percents. But it is fascinating if you know how to play the game, get in, get out, and get in the right times on these things. And to watch how our tools work on these is also pretty incredible. You know, who knows? Once I get settled in Vietnam, maybe I'll throw some couple $100 at your calls when I have the time, and then just sit and watch.
Kind of DJ play is lovely.
That'd be hilarious. We should do that.
Let's go. But yeah, no, that's it for me for micro caps. I mean, if you want to touch on what you've got right now with the market, let's see what Bitcoin and Ethereum is saying, and then I can jump into some fundamentals for those.
Well, you want to go on Bitcoin first? All right, then. That's fine. I don't have Ethereum up, but I'll bring up Bitcoin for you. Yeah. So Bitcoin, I've deleted all my annotations and all my drawings from last time. I just want to start fresh this time and do a live TA for you guys, like quick and dirty, like Kenna says. Right? So what I see right now on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is sitting at $67,000 right now. Okay. It looks like to me that it's consolidating. It looks like Bitcoin is consolidating to me. So if I draw a box here, you can see, all right? So Bitcoin right now on the daily time frame, we are on the daily time frame. It's moving sideways right now, okay? There's not a lot of interesting price action right now. And the volume also below the chart is telling us that the volume is lower than usual. So there's not a lot of action in the crypto sector right now. And if I zoom in further down, let me just show you guys, before I zoom in, I'm going to show you guys the micro bulls and micro bears. Okay, the micro bears and the micro bulls are these two lines here. Okay, one of them is purple and one of them is blue. Okay, right now the micro bears and micro bulls are going sideways. Okay, they're starting to go sideways, and that's also telling us that there's nothing going on. Even the RSI is telling us we are in the middle. The volatility is dropping down to the 50% area, according to RSI. So even the volatility is telling us there's not a lot of action in the market. All right, so let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on the 1 hour, because it looks, I can see a trend line from here, from the daily, and there is a trend line. If I delete this, so we are inside the consolidation right now, that big consolidation on the daily. We are on the 1 hour time frame. So every candle here represents 1 hour, okay, of time. All right. And what I see here is I see a trend line that's forming right there. Okay. I also see a trend line forming below that one right there. Okay. We are in this type of a triangle pattern where price is just has hit the bottom of it and is consolidating inside it. Okay. And I mean, buyers are still showing action. The buyers are still showing interest in this token right now. You know, as you can see from this pump. You know, the pump also had more volume than average. You know, and the volatility increased by a hell of a lot. You know, in that area. So it seems like there's some sort of action starting to happen now in the market. Okay, you can see from the volume area that there's volume picking up in this area. So that means they're going to potentially move the market towards either to the upside or the downside. It looks like to me that it's very likely that we might go down to grab some sort of liquidity from the lows of this area. Okay, so I want to see price attack these lows, grab the liquidity, and then start to push the price up again to go higher if it decides to go higher. Okay, and on the daily it will look something like this, something where it goes down to go, and then it goes up, and then it goes even further down if it wants to attack the demand zone, because there's a demand zone in this area. So if I go back again on the daily, if price decides to come back for a discount, I want to see Bitcoin attack this area, which is about the 63,000, exactly the 60,000 area as well, you know, guys. That's like a psychological level where investors might be interested to take discount from. So we could see price attack the lows at 63. If they decide to take further liquidity, I could see price attacking the 60 area as well. 60 area is another psychological level. Investors like to attack psychological levels such as which have zeros in front of them. Like it looks visually, it looks much cleaner, okay, for them to take the discounts on. It's like the human behavior type of thing, you know. People are interested in a certain area because it looks nice, you know. And we got another one here at the 60,000 area. We got another demand zone. I'm gonna go 60,000 right there. Okay. So these two areas could be areas of interest where buyers might be interested, are sitting on their hands to buy from. Okay. And if price decides to break to the lows, then these are the areas that you could attack. And once those areas are attacked, anything can happen in the market that we can analyze further when we get there. Ryan, you want to show some fundamentals?
Sure. Just let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. So yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. Right now, we're seeing people start to, let's say, take some profits a little bit. I think one of the moments that we're in right now is probably, like you said, just a little bit of a consolidation period after we saw a dramatic increase in growth. One of the main reasons for that growth, again, was, you know, the Ethereum ETFs, which we did speak about on last week's podcast. You know, we're starting to see people become more, I'd like to say, more friendlier to the idea that crypto can be an industry-changing innovation. You know, Vanek, CEO, literally said, you know, this is one of the most amazing things that he's seen in his career, literally, like in terms of, you know, securities and regulations regarding cryptocurrencies, because now we're starting to see, you know, legislations and, you know, some of the big, you know, rule makers in America be more friendly to crypto now. You know, this is something that, you know, we've all been wanting. You know, we started to see people turn against CBDCs, you know, and that's one of the things I think, Amir, you've been quite scared about CBDCs as well in the past, same as myself. You know, I thought CBDCs could be something that would, you know, get in the way of crypto as it's, you know, fully centralized. And, you know, crypto is something that is supposed to be decentralized. But yeah, CBDCs doesn't look like it's going to take flight right now. It may be something that will be pushed towards the future and towards the back end of the future. But no, that is a bullish sentiment for crypto. Right now, we are seeing, like you said, that little bit of consolidation period after the rise and the increase. We may go back down to that 63K area, and that happens, when news comes in and people start FOMOing over, ETF news, or great crypto wizards saying it's the next best thing. All of a sudden, people start taking profits. We start seeing that sentiment winding down a little bit. And that's something that we did see, I think, 2 days ago as well. The block reported it as well. In the past 13 days, the US Bitcoin ETF saw a total net flow of over $2 billion, which is,
Wow.
that's something that they've never seen before, for something that's just like new, a new ETF that's come out. Like gold didn't do it, a lot of the ETFs out there didn't do it in the past. And one thing we are starting to see as well, I don't know if you've started seeing it as well. I don't think it's on this page yet, but I'll probably bring it up in a second, is that the UK is now starting to adopt Bitcoin ETFs as well. Some of the banks in the UK and some of the legislations in the UK are now starting to approve Bitcoin ETFs. And that's something that I want to see happen in the UK. I think that's something that will happen in the future, maybe, where we start seeing more of a worldwide adoption for Bitcoin. We did see the ETFs hitting Hong Kong and when it went live, but the UK is quite behind in terms of crypto and the adoption curve. And I think that's something that we will start seeing picking up in the next couple of months. Actually, I think it's going to happen quite quickly. Actually, I don't think it's going to take long. So those Bitcoin prices that we're seeing right now that you just showed, I think we're going to miss this period in the future. We're going to be like, 63K when it's up in the 80Ks and 90K region. We're like, wow, this was the period where a lot of people were kind of like worried whether it was going to go down or whether it's going to go up, when realistically all you had to do was just DCA your way into it and boom, it's gone. But yeah, no, I'll let you take away Ethereum so I can jump into Ethereum.
I didn't get Ethereum ready. I was going to jump on that.
That's fine. I'll take away the fundamentals for Ethereum then. Yeah.
You want to
like we
now?
said, I'll take it away. It's fine. Yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah, like we said with Bitcoin and the ETFs and what we saw there, Ethereum ETFs is something that is coming into its own light right now as well. A lot of people are starting to look at Ethereum as the second chain to actually be adopted for ETFs. I think we did mention last week that if Ethereum did get an ETF, that doesn't mean that other blockchains or other coins won't get an ETF as well, like Solana or XRP, as there was like speculation around those as well. But yeah, as Ethereum is hovering around that 3.7, 3.8K region right now, a lot of people are starting to look at it as the cheaper option to Bitcoin in terms of like market cap and the price in terms of like investing as well. So I think a lot of people are starting to look at Ethereum as that second chain to invest in if they've missed Bitcoin. And like we said before, with the Ethereum ETF pushing up as well, it will be pushing the Bitcoin prices up as well. I think this is something that will work hand in hand together. And I think that's one of the things where a lot of people will start coming towards the Ethereum chain to invest in. We did see a lot of people start saying that, meme coins are not necessarily the biggest thing on Ethereum anymore. And the same thing with the NFT market as well. The NFT market hasn't been booming on the Ethereum market. It's more been on the Bitcoin ordinal chain. But I think that's something that will come back around quite soon. I think Ethereum needs to just run a little bit and get its foot in the market. I think we might start seeing 4.5 to 5K just before the Ethereum ETFs go live in June, July. I think that's one of the things where we start seeing Ethereum start to rise up a little bit more. We haven't got any confirmed dates yet. They did say it may take a couple of weeks to go live. We did get the announcement in May. So yeah, anytime in June or July, we could see the Ethereum ETFs go live. And like we saw with the Bitcoin ETF, as soon as that news comes through that it's going to go live on a certain date, people will be buying in, they'll be rushing in and starting to buy it up. And then when it does go live, it might face something similar to what Bitcoin faced when the ETFs went live with Bitcoin, and then it just dropped automatically. It's just sell the news. Literally, it's just sell the news. So I think we're in a good period right now. I think people are starting to DCA and start accumulating what they have right now. And then yeah, that's one of the things we are looking at in the NFA Discord. Again, one of the other things as well, that I mention all the time when people say, AI, what's happening with AI? Man, Nvidia just keeps running. It doesn't stop. Literally, it hit its all-time high. It went to, I think it was around $1,100, you know, which is absolutely insane. I think we covered it when it just broke $1,000. And like we've been saying before, Nvidia has been leading the market in terms of you know, the market cap share in terms of the bigger overall aspect, and Bitcoin has been following the same patterns as Nvidia recently. So what we did see is a little bit of a drop off as well over the past couple of days, I think, where we start to see it come down a little bit. And you know, that can be reflected in the Bitcoin price as well. But yeah, this is still bullish. I think this is one of the things where we'll start seeing you know, Nvidia prices in the future, maybe in the next 4 to 5 years, and we're like, wow, Nvidia was only $1,000.
Yeah, it seems like investors have taken a big interest in Nvidia, you know, right now, and it seems like it's in very high demand. And I mean, golden day, right? I mean, the AI age is coming. Robots are being built. You know, a lot of different machines are getting built right now that we don't even of, you know, and those machines require chips, right? Like chips, high quality chips that Nvidia produces. And
not just that, I mean, don't forget that, you know, you need a good GPU and a good chip processor as well to mine Bitcoin as well. So exactly. it works hand in hand, you know, as you see the Nvidia price go up, you know, you start to see people stock up on GPUs, CPUs, so that they can mine Bitcoin as well. So, you know, it all works hand in hand. It's one of the things that we should be looking at. I think a lot of people are starting to sleep on how important the Nvidia chart is in accordance to the rest of the financial market, actually, not even just Bitcoin. But yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, man, for sure, man, for sure. Yeah, thank you for that, TA, man. Thank you for that explanation on fundamentals as well. That was brilliantly done.
No worries. Always, I have to enlighten the people. The people have to be enlightened at all times.
Absolutely. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. And as you mentioned, Ethereum as well. We're going to jump on the Ethereum chart. I'm going to quickly tell you what's going on in Ethereum right now.
Yeah.
And right now, Ethereum, same as Bitcoin, is in a consolidation phase. And recently, in this consolidation, the volume picked up very heavily, as you can see here. Look at the spikes in volume. You see these volume candles. Look how much they spiked in this area. It was this area here. Oh, where's my pen gone? It was this area here. It was in very high interest. So we saw this big pump. Okay, we saw that big pump right there. And now we're going through this consolidation phase right now. I think we're right now jumping off a trend line. If I zoom in later on the 1 hour, I'll show you guys that we could be on a trend line right now, jumping. I can see that from far away. And if price does decide to go down and give us a discount, I could see $3,600 as a very good area to DCA in. I also see if the market goes through a very aggressive dump, you know, something happens, you know, fundamentally that makes the market dump, I could see price come back and fill up this gap as well. You see this candle, it hasn't been retested yet. I can see a big gap in this candle. Right, the candle that pumped initially, it left a lot of imbalances in place. There's a lot of areas here that that liquidity hasn't been grabbed. So we could potentially go down to this area to $3,200 area, and then go up. If the market is in a rush and wants to go up very aggressively, I want to see 3,600 hold and then go up. But it depends what they decide to do. What the market makers decide to do. They might go for a short pullback. They might go for a deeper pullback, or even a deeper one from the bottom of the consolidation. But I feel like that's very highly unlikely because of the sentiment that we are in right now in the market. And and even the RSI is indicating to us that price is potentially going on a pullback as well. So let's go on the 1 hour. Let's see if price is going to give us any signs of a pullback. Okay, let's go on the 1 hour. So this was the daily. Now this is the 1 hour where we are right now. Inside that little consolidation I told you guys about, above the $3,600 area. So we are indeed jumping off a trend line right now. If I draw the trend line here, there you go. You can see we are indeed jumping off a trend line. That means that liquidity is being built here. Price is not showing, like buyers and sellers are buying a fair value right now. There's not a lot of big interest to push it either up or down. So we got to wait for volume to kick in. And it is slowly starting to kick in as well, the volume, okay? And I want to see price aggressively run towards this trend line and break it, which is what it's doing right now. But I'm not sure if it's going to do it now or at a later date. We could go down, and we could aggressively touch this 3,600 area aggressively, and then buyers potentially will pick it up again. So that could be an area that it could attack first. So this trend line could be attacked first before the move to the downside happens. And at the moment, I'm not gonna say what's gonna. My job here, guys, is not to say what's gonna happen in the future for sure. It's just I'm just analyzing what I see in the market, and right now what I see is a lack of action. So I need to wait for the market makers to show some type of action for me to analyze further. Okay, these are my biases. I think we will break below this trend line to grab these lows here. There's going to be stop losses below these lows. There's going to be people that bought from these lows, so they got stop losses below their positions. Same as this area, there's going to be buyers that have stop losses below their positions. So the market makers need to break this trend line, grab the liquidity that lies below these stop losses and their positions, and then push the market back up again. Okay, that's what I see right now. Let me go back a little bit as well. There. Okay, is that okay, guys?
Yeah, can see it.
Okay, so that's the analysis done on Ethereum. And we're gonna do analysis on Grok now, guys. We're gonna do a quick one. I've already drawn out everything on Grok. So what I see here is on Grok, I see from the inception of Grok, and when it went for a pullback, it created a cup and handle formation here. Right now, it's going for a pullback on that cup and handle formation. All right, on the higher time frame. If you go back, zoom in from the start, from the root. Okay, this is the root analysis. All right, it went for a pullback. It was almost like a 70 to 80% pullback from this run down here. Okay, and now it's kind of like consolidating right now. It's creating higher highs and higher lows in the market, and it's the price is bouncing off this almost like a triangle type of pattern here. Okay, price is just bouncing from the low of the triangle. It's going to the top of it. It's going to the lows again. It's going to the top of it, and eventually it's going to break out like aggressively. Okay, that's what happens usually when a lot of compression happens on price, and even the talk of compression, even the micro bears and micro bulls are telling us that price is moving sideways right now. There's not a lot of action. I mean, it's still bullish, it still has bullish intentions, but there's no action right now. So where I can see Grok go to right now for a discount, if you want to be a buyer, right now is, in my opinion, Grok is at the first discount right now where it is right now, which is at 158 on this price. 1 cent and 58. I like to say 158. Okay, 158. The next area of discount that I see is the 120 area right here. Okay, so I want to see price give a pullback for this run. So I want it to give a pullback for this, and then start to go up. Grab the liquidity, like I said before, and then go up. That would be a very good scenario if it happens. It's going to give a second chance for people to jump in and buy again. All right. Now Gala. I like Gala. Right now where it is right now, Gala, I just love it because I'm a value investor. I like to buy things at a value. I don't want to buy things too high and then sell low. That's the opposite. I don't want to be doing that. I want to do the opposite of that. I want to be buying low, selling high. What I see on the Gala right now, on the daily, I see that Gala has right now pulled back into a discounted area of this previous run. So this previous run that happened before, Gala has came back. It's given us an almost 70 to 80% discount from that run. Okay, so that's an area where investors will feel like they will be buying Gala at a value. It's at a discount, right? It's shown it's the intention before. Now it's giving us a discount to potentially run higher and create a higher high past this high. Okay, so price right now, I see a trend line. So I see 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, almost a 4th touch, but it didn't really make it. But it went down. It's still consolidating. Right now, price is just consolidating this area. Okay, and I've seen on the Gala, which this is what really interested me here. In this consolidation area, I saw high volume spike for 3 days. I saw 3 days of high volume in this area, and that made me think, who are these people buying it as such big amounts? You know what I mean? In those 3 days, it just feels like it wants to potentially start to make a move soon. So I'm just waiting for Gala to make an initial move, break it out of this trend line, give us a pullback, and then continue higher. I want to see that scenario happen. That will be a very good and ideal scenario. It will indicate that price is ready to take off again. Okay. And the RSI has crossed the 50% line as well. We could potentially see a volatile period for Gala soon. You know. And the next coin I'm going to be analyzing in Casper Network. I'm a big Casper fan. I've been a Casper fan from the start. And Casper is literally at a premium discount, guys, right now, in my opinion. You know, I've seen a lot of projects that are utility-based, and I see them, they're not moving. And Casper is one of them. Casper's not moving like aggressively. HBAR has kind of moved a little bit. Quant hasn't moved at all, man, and Quant is the same as Casper. Quant is doing the same. XRP is doing the same. It feels like these tokens are just going to be consolidating in the long term and then just blow up when the regulations come in place and these blockchains become active in the real world for these organizations and businesses. So that's my theory, and we're kind of moving towards. This is a good. I'm not giving any investment advice, but this type of token falls into the utility, the real world utility token. It's not a meme coin. It's not what we see right now. This asset will become useful in the future. Okay, when everything is in place, crypto is accepted by the public and by the ordinary person. This is when things get started for Casper. Casper is building some great things with IBM as well. They're building some AI product with them, which is very interesting. And if you go on my page, I got all the info about it as well. So right now, price is moving down this downward, it's like a downward parallel channel, and it touches the top of the parallel channel right here. It touches the bottom of the parallel channel. As right now we are at the bottom of the parallel channel, which is indicating to us that this could be a great discounted area. And as you can see, we are on the weekly right now, guys. And if you look at the volume, it seems like there's interest entering the market. There's interest right now for this asset. And whenever you get a volume spike on the weekly on an asset, it's a very huge deal, because when you zoom in and you trade on the lower time frames, you can get very good gains if the weekly time frame starts moving towards a direction. And if you know what direction it moves, you can make great gains on it. So if you go on the daily right now, we are, as I mentioned, at the bottom of the channel, and we are just consolidating right now. There's nothing going on right now. We're just consolidating. Okay, but volume is starting to kick in now. It's starting to come into to this asset now. And we are, if you draw a Fibonacci from the previous move that happened here, if I do it on the weekly, I think it would look a lot better. Yeah. So if I draw a Fibonacci from the very lows of Casper, where we reached in the bear market, to that aggressive run that it had before, to this area right here, on the 6 cent area, Casper is below the discounted area, guys. So this is giving you a premium discount, absolutely premium discount. And the smart investors would start accumulating from these areas. The smart investors that know what's coming later on in the space. And it looks like they are slowly accumulating, Casper right now. And I'm just going to go through a quick one as well. Jasmine. I've been talking about Jasmine for a while now. Yeah, we literally started talking about Jasmine, but Jasmine was around this area, right? And I was telling everyone, this is a discounted area. We're going to go down, grab the liquidity, and then we're going to push up. And it did exactly that. So the next coin that I believe might do the same movement, no financial advice, might be Gala. The closest that I see, out of all of these assets. Grok will have his day as well. Grok will be an aggressive one. I have a feeling Grok is just going to consider it a little bit further and then just blast like it did here. This is the type of coin that will just blast. Blast.
Yeah. I love that.
But yeah, that's all I have. Kana, you want to join in and show us your money flow?
Oh, let's do it. It's been a while, ladies and gentlemen. For those that don't know, I'm packing, getting ready to move from Vancouver, BC to Da Nang, Vietnam. So we kind of cut down the daily fix, the daily show, to come once a week, go over the money flow cycle. What is the crypto market cap doing? And then some of the trades we've entered and are in. And on Casper, I mean, on our show, when you first came on, probably 5-6 months ago now, we traded it for a while, did very well. It was a short for us for a while, then it turned into a long. And then we just took our profits and went on to other trades. But absolutely, I agree. It is at a discounted rate, looking like on that weekly, that belly of the bear of good entry. Gala, I'm always a fan of. I've done well since Gala's inception. Like a lot of tokens right now, we're in the accumulation phase. So I did the digging. And I found all of our old notes from when we've started, So let's dig into this. It feels so long. This here is the total market cap on the daily, and we haven't touched these lines since about April. And I mean, you can just see it's been fighting this trend line here. Since we've drawn there. Here's that cup and handle compression. And what Amir was saying with our micro bear, micro bull indicator, when they're leveled off, it's not giving us any indication to the down or to the up. And then we add our Bollinger Bands. Let's just take some of the drawings out of here. Okay. So we're right above the median, which is nice, But even Bollinger is saying it's right in the middle. We're above the median average. And stochastic RSI is in a money entry position. Typically, when we cross down below, when that starts, we start to see the money flow in. It has been having a hell of a time trying to settle from this trend line from ages ago. Now we could update it. Man, we didn't miss that cross by much.
That was beautiful.
And we were saying we wanted this belly, right? The belly was a little uglier than what we were anticipating. But the cross to the upside happened around where we thought. And now to me, it is really looking bullish. We have a bullish flag happening right on a trend line. What needs to do is retest this area, and then it's going to resist at that 2.578 and then probably pull back. But it's showing us strength here for money coming in. We're not overbought or oversold or over fear or over greed. So on the total market cap, lots of compression, lots of consolidation, heavy wicks moving back and forth. And this is a day trader's nightmare. If you're not a pro, this can be very hard to get in and get out. And that's kind of why I've designed some of these longer trades for people to learn and not stress about every day. And two, I have a lot of shit to do IRL if I'm leaving countries and things like that. And it's to show people you can manage all of how this goes down on a slower trade. So this here was geopolitical. First round of bombs. This was second round of bombs. Anytime anything like that happens, of course, we're going to see a pullback in the market. The most volatile, most risk market is the crypto market. It's always the epicenter. Money is always going to leave here first. So lately, it's showing us this strength area in here. Ooh. On the daily, it's been hanging out in this box, this consolidation box, just quick and dirty. And you can see if we extended where it was resistance and support before. So it really wants to hold here. Otherwise, we could come down to retest the $2.2 trillion market cap. I don't think that's as likely, but we always have to play both sides. Since we're right in the middle of everything, this is what Amir just said. You're waiting for the market movers now to make the decision. You know, the heat maps can really be helpful here. Where's all the liquidity sitting? Because right now, and I've always said, this is a game of, you know, it's a pissing contest, for lack of better words. And this is almost like that stalemate part. So if you're on that short trades, a little tougher. If you're on the long trades and you're looking big picture, these areas, as I've been saying for ages, are accumulation areas. This is where we buy with conviction on those better tokens. So right now, I'm hoping this week we're going to see money move into the market. And I think we will, with the confidence of coming in, the Ethereum ETF approval, general sentiment. We haven't had a black swan now for a little while. You know, the world politics have kind of calmed. You know, Trump's not going to jail, but is guilty. You know, you take all this stuff together and see how it affects.
Yeah.
And that's why I think right now there's this consolidation and stabilization there. And you can see it did form an ugly cup and handle, but it's there.
Yeah.
Dominance. Now, we had a nice little run here when the dominance dropped down. Sorry, China. And on our micro bear, it's starting to curl. And this also helps to me indicate that money is going to be moving into the market. Why? Because when dominance goes up, it means one of two things. People are taking their money out of all other coins and they're moving it into Bitcoin to take it out of the market. Or two, money is being dumped into the total market cap. And the first place it goes is Bitcoin. Then it gets trickled down into all the others. So what I'm hoping to see is us get back up into this area of dominance. We are not in an altcoin cycle. We are still in accumulation phase. We're in a Bitcoin cycle. And we want to have what I always call these W's. The more we can have a regular pattern of this, the way easier it is to trade. You know, and when we start seeing this, okay, we start making sense. It's looking like dominance wants to go back up. So is dominance going to come up because of money coming into the market, or is it going to come up because it's going to come out of the altcoins? I'm heavily thinking it's going to come up because of money coming into the market. I have no indication at the moment to say otherwise.
Yeah.
All of these sketches and notes are from our early Daily Fix episodes. We haven't changed. I haven't changed any of this. And you can see when I say it's a Bitcoin cycle, how much it's just mirroring the total market cap. Once this no longer mirrors and Bitcoin starts to drop in value, but the total market cap goes up, we're in alt season. We're not there yet, which is great, because if you feel like you have FOMO and you've missed out, you haven't missed shit. You just have to be smart about entering and buy on the panic when the sky's falling with all the Chicken Littles. Buy red day, sell day, right? So on this, back in here, we gave a couple of entries in early April, and this was our stink bid. We weren't expecting this to happen. We hit this, we were joyous. We said, take profits if you wanted to. And then geopolitical happened twice. And that's that bar. And we were saying we wanted this belly. We wanted to hold that trend line. I mean, it's been holding it for ages. And we weren't far off here on the cross either. Up it ran and now consolidated. And I'm going to sound a bit like a broken record here because it's exactly what the total market cap is doing. It's in this area of consolidation. Right? It is in a money flow entry situation. When we look at how little volume we've had and how small, and you go back to when that was anywhere similar, it typically breaks out after. So same thing as we drew, as we drew on the total market cap. There's our wedge looking for the retest to break out. Obviously, we're going to have this level of resistance. What is that? Roughly 71,300, 400, 500. In there is going to act as resistance, pull back. Where it pulls back to and settles is what's important. But since we're right in the middle, even our micro bear, micro bull indicator isn't sure. This could come into a cross just like that, and we could have price retest this entry area here. Maybe even scoop down again to here. Doubtful, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Possible, in my opinion, on that one. So when we look on, say, the weekly, and this is why I like the longer trades, is there's no reason to panic right now, right? We got 5 hours left in this candle. Well, all that up to that down is reasonable. We've shaken off our NFA OFC critical fear and greed indicator. So the colors are no longer changing. We're back to healthy. Stochastic's not really sure. Coming out of greed, which we're agreeing with. So this to me is a healthy retracement after a bunch of ups, after a couple of green candles. Be interesting to see how this goes to retest here or breakout. Ethereum, we call it like a boss from January. We only really made one mistake. This is where we sold and told to get out. And then we thought we would do the cup and handle formation here, but then geopolitical, and the rest has been history. We were looking the last time that we talked, we wanted consolidation here to move our way up and hopefully get the cross, off by about a week. This is obviously 100% to do with the ETF news approval. But what you can see is we're consolidating in this exact same area for support and resistance. We are the same thing, and this is where I say it's a Bitcoin cycle, because everything just mirrors Bitcoin. I mean, this is a beautiful one, but there you are. So this week is going to be a really interesting week to be watching on the sidelines to see what could possibly happen. And like I said, I am bullish. I am thinking we are going movement to the upside. So, Quan, right back at you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, you guys can always ask questions when the Crypto Junkies, when we got Remy Rai, Amir, myself, Supreme, anybody that comes up, you're more than welcome to ask us questions in the comments, and we'll try to hit them for you. So that's what I think, or what I call the money flow cycle. The total market cap, how is the money moving? How is that dominance related to it? And then how does that relate to Bitcoin and Ethereum? Those four things will always dictate our alts, our smaller tokens. So with this last little bit of few days of pullback, some of our trades taken a little bit. But if you've been following these trades, or if you haven't, this is a great lesson for you. We did not have the crystal ball, and we entered right before Bad News Bears Black Swan event the following day, and we taught how do you manage these situations. First part is always strategy. Amir and Ryan were actually talking about that at the beginning of the show, how important it is to have the discipline to stick to your strategy. And strategy is never going all in. And when Amir was talking about demand zones earlier, these areas, these are where I put different bids in, you know. So that's what these three lines indicated, were areas that we thought were good bids to get. Bottom area is always our stink bid. If we get it, we're excited. Usually they don't hit. And then we look for, as I always say, to go off to the races. Here we went, as you'll see in most of them for our entries, we went down because of the Black Swan. Following our strategy, we didn't go all in. You never go all in. So we were able to find these hopeful bottoms to rebuy what we bought in within here. So as soon as we're above our bottom entry, we're now in profits. The only way to be able to do that is to follow strategy and never go all in. So a lot of our trades now, we are in profits. Some of these trades have skyrocketed at various times. We said, hey, wouldn't fault you for taking profits here, re-enter on pullbacks. 1 inch has been a little lackluster since our entries, but we are in profits right in the middle. Same thing. You can see how it's just following a lot of the similar pattern. Ave, almost identical, you know, been in profits since down here. We questioned here whether or not that should have been an entry. Still kicked myself for not taking one of the two of them, but it's did a nice pull up. This is what we were hoping for. It's just going to be a lot longer. And we'll get to our initial targets. Remember, we designed these, all of these trades are designed on a cup and handle formation on the weekly, zoomed out on well-established projects that just weren't getting the attention at the moment. So these are still, all of these trades I'm about to go over have been covered in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, get in our Discord. And these trades are designed to last another month. I've designed these to specifically be ready for the time when I land in Vietnam, hopefully to be taking profits and then setting up and going, hey, you know, it's time to find new trades and go. And the Crypto Katie says that cup isn't working fast enough for me. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Totally. It's the hardest part of the slow trades is when you see some of these 3-4 day trades that just rocket and that you're not in them. Good to see you too, Trader Blue.
Hey fam.
Love it. So let's just quickly, just a quick reminder that all of these trades were built for that level. And then how do you respond to a Black Swan event? And our re-entry. So bottom line is always going to be our bottom entry. So you can see we're in profits. Could you have taken profits here and wanted to? Absolutely, you could have, and then rebought in. This is the first time I'm looking at this stuff in about 3 weeks, people. And that's the beauty of slow trades and not having to look every day and have that panic every day of, oh my God, it's down 10 or 20% today. And then the euphoria the next day, oh my God, it's up 15, 20% today. And then just that waving up. As long as we're consistently making higher highs and higher lows, we're on target. And so far, the majority of them have been doing that. There are a couple that are a little underperforming. I've called those out in the Discord as well. Avalanche is one that is just lagging so behind, in my opinion. and it looks like we may even come back down to our lower entry on the daily, as we just got a micro bear. It did not hold this weekly trend that we had in before, which would be just slightly off from this week's candle. Compression on the weekly, still no micro bear. I really still think Avalanche, there's so much stuff built on it this year. It's just not having its attention with everything else going on in the markets. Cello has had the opportunity many times, and we've talked about it, to take profit when it got to these levels. Looks like it's following the others, but we're in an entry position on the daily. You may get some stinky wicks into this lower entry right now, not in much profits, but especially to, if anybody took profits from up here to re-enter, good on you. Again, designed for a cup and handle away. And we've already done really well with Cello this year, from early January. If you go back and have a look, the numbers have been ridiculous. Polka Dot, I mean, sounding like a broken record again. Great area to take profit if you did. Congratulations. Still making profit from our bottom entries to go. Looking like it wants to hold this area. Looking like money coming in. Could be a very small dip. This is a healthy retracement. It really needs to turn here. Kind of shocked on Polka Dot at the moment. Phantom is in good profits. We also talked about taking profits before when it got up into here. It still has a long hold. You're doing, just to give an idea, 13.74%. Obviously, don't look at the times because we'd be looking at a longer here. But our goals, if you did take it at our entry, and you did, nobody does it perfectly. There's a 41. There were chances to take profit in there multiple times, and now re-entry, but still to be at 13 for not having to do anything. And Fetch, looking like it's starting to belly on that curve. Still in profits from our lowest entry, but a little disappointing. Yeah, about 10%. So in about a month and a half, it's looking like we're averaging 10, I would guess, just quickly. Filecoin, I'm looking at you. This is the one where we are down a bit. And I do believe we are in an area of accumulation for Filecoin. We may see a dip if the market comes down. I'd probably put another entry bid on these two lines on our daily supports, the 5625 and the 5332. I think it would be reasonable that you might catch a stink bid on either of these two for a quick rebound. This is just compression. I think it's only a matter of time for Filecoin. It's probably one I will be re-entering. H-bar hit our weekly resistance, and we did say, hey, take profits. We know there was, or just under our weekly. We know some on our Discord did take profits, and they shared their wins, which is always nice to see. You can see this slight belly like everybody else to now hopefully come back and make this as the new low on its next pullback. Target is still quite high. When we look at this on the weekly, we're going for the upper cup and handle here. This turned out to be fake news, hence the spike. But still on par for where we want to be. And in profit, Chainlink, I can hear the Crypto Katie saying, you know, everybody should be holding Chainlink and just keep accumulating it. From our bottom entry where we gave it to its first target is 63%. From our bottom entry to right now, you're at 36%. So loving that. And same thing, just a quick refresher. All of these were designed to hold for about another month. So some are still in the accumulation phase, and some are in already great returns and showing more strength. Telcoin, I never got in because it wasn't on the exchange, but I did give the 3 entries for people. So I've continued to follow it, but I've been very transparent the entire time. When we got this, we talked about how we wanted this to be moving towards the upside. And that's exactly what happened. And then now it's already had its pullback, and it's pretty much right back down in here. If you took profits, congratulations. If you did it like that, 43%. Coming back to retest, you're at 5.79. Like I said, I never entered this one, and just due to the availability. Telos has been our biggest loser. And it looks like it's in a buy, but there's maybe a belly starting to happen here and curl, or it could be going down more. This is one I'm watching very closely to decide whether I'm re-entering or going to cut a little bit of a loss. And by little, that one's the one that hurts the most, but it's also nice to have tax loss benefits. Makes up for all the others. SNX is literally right back to slightly above where we were. There were a few times we did say to take profits on it as well. But here you are, and this might be one we just take the money out and remove, but I won't be making any of those decisions, and when I do, I'll be posting it in there for you. So yeah, that covers up pretty much our trades and what I've been looking at, gentlemen. Hope that was informative. We got 265 people.
We do. It's incredible. Thank you guys for joining. What's up, Stocks? We got to get you on the show one day.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to do this every Sunday. We'll go over what's going on in the market, from alts to micros to the money movement, and analysis from Remy and from Amir. Can't thank you all enough for tuning in. Did you guys have any other questions or anything? Last words?
Question wise, you know, I think first of all, it was wonderful the way you analyzed the market, and it was very speedy and informative, and I really enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed watching it, and hopefully Telos recovers as well.
Yeah, it will.
But yeah, man, brilliant work, man. Fantastic work, guys. You both, and you and Remy.
I mean, it's one of those things, you know, what do we have there? About 14 different trades. And how do you manage a black swan event, have 14 trades going, and only have 2 of them down and down slightly? I'm happy with that as a trader. You know, and now that all the others are in profits, they're not in major profits from the long term, but some of them, as you saw, had some great ones you could have taken. All right. And if you're sitting in front of the keyboard all the time, that's the beauty of it. And yes, you can put in, take profits and things like that. But for the experiment to see how these trades would go for a couple of months, I just wanted to leave it and see it. And so far, I'm pretty happy with it. I can't complain.
Mm-hmm. It's just started, man. The market's just starting. You know, there's so much time.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in the accumulation phase, and it is looking like that we may have a little bit more red upcoming in some, which just means acquire more, because we're still on the big zoomed out perspective. We're still bullish.
Same.
Absolutely.
I'm bullish always. Yeah. And again, thank you to all 270, is it? 270 guys that are tuned in right now. We've just had a question from Trader Blue. He's just asked, what are we drinking today? Today I'm just drinking Fanta because it's nice and warm.
I'm on water. You would hear the ice if there was anything in it. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. This is not financial advice, fucking course. These are the Crypto Junkies, and we'll see you next Sunday, 11 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. in the UK. Peace.
See you guys.
Peace, guys.